Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at property address 2975 Southwest Canterbury Lane here in Portland. We're located at the back of the house. I describe everything as if you are standing in the street facing the front of the home. So we are very near the rear right corner of the house here. Line exits out the rear foundation wall of the home, but very close to that corner there. Anyway, dropping into a 4-inch cast iron clean out. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We'll zero the foot counter out here at the base of the clean out. It's going to get some cobwebs cleaned off here. And it looks like we're dropping off the back hillside down to the street below.
Hi, I'm Marie, the realtor.
Hey, how you doing? Alright, this is pretty cool here that we're still in cast iron pipe. As far as old pipe products go, this is the stuff you want to have, typically speaking. It holds up for quite a long time relative to the concrete or clay pipe that would typically be here. It's much more resistant to root intrusions and settling issues. Alright, swapping over to 6-inch clay pipe here right before hitting the main lateral connection. Very unique thing here. The average home from this era would have been clay or concrete pipe within 5 feet of going into the line. And you have a very high likelihood of getting roots in these hillsides, so this is a nice setup here. Looks like we're terminating down at the base of the hillside. We're going to try and go do some locates to verify that. We'll drain the line out, pull back in here, but nicely functioning sewer line, great flow all the way out. And these older lines like this, not this line is at the point right now, but it behooves you these days with the advent of trenchless repair systems to rescope a line every so often, every 2 years or so, just to monitor the condition. That way you don't miss an opportunity to do a trenchless style repair, which is often cheaper and a little more convenient to do. Alrighty, line terminates. Let me find the, bear with me a second here. I just had it pulled up. I think the street behind us here is Fairview. Yes. So the line drops down to Fairview. In fact, if you look down the back hillside, you can see a manhole. It's very close to where the intersection street sign is at. From this vantage point, if you're looking out the road with your back face to the house, the line's hitting the main, 5-8 feet or so from the manhole that's down there approximately. Anyway, clay pipe there is held up very nicely. No issues with that stuff at all. A little bit of a separation here at this joint. I don't see any obvious signs that's open to the ground, but that's also the connection joint to the main. City takes responsibility once you start getting off into the roadway. So this is a unique sewer line. They ran cast, just about the entire way there. Pretty cool. Flow line here, little bit of wear and tear, but very par for the course. There's no heavy troughing or channeling going on. You start to see a groove forming down the middle of the flow line of cast iron. That's where need to be a little more concerned about the integrity of the line and how long it's going to hold up. The nice thing about lines that are this steep is they can often get far more worn out than the average sewer line and still function quite nicely, just because of the sheer amount of speed, gravity working in your favor. And the homeowners here have done a very good job of keeping the line clean. Little fun fact for you, this line's running at an incredibly steep pitch, and counterintuitive to what you'd kind of think would be the case, grease buildup, cooking oil, fats in general are a major contributing factor to blockages in a lot of lines. The steeper the line is, the more grease buildup it will get, because the water that's often carrying it, hot water in general, moves a lot faster than grease does because of the viscosity of grease. Water does not lose viscosity as it cools down, not until it freezes anyway, unlike grease. Once it cools off, it starts to move slow and hardens up. So these steeper runs like this, you tend to get a lot more grease buildup. It's very obvious if someone's put grease down the pipe. This line does not show a speck of it. So that's a generally means the rest of your lines going back into the interior are going to be quite clean as well. And it also helps to extend the life of cast iron, not putting that stuff down there. Grease tends to trap acids and stuff underneath it, which can eat at the pipe material, and or moisture in general. Moisture is actually the enemy of cast iron, funny enough. So you just don't want it sitting there on the pipe. So very nice looking old sewer line. Great looking, or good flow all the way to the main lateral. Zero settling issues whatsoever. This would be a pretty tough line to have settling problems on because of the hillside taking it down there. So everything is intact, in good condition for its age. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time. Again, I would recommend a rescope on it about every 2 years, just to monitor the condition of the line. That way you don't miss an opportunity to do a much more convenient, in a case like this, usually considerably cheaper update. A hillside like this is very difficult and cumbersome to work on, so that often increases the cost quite a bit. So good idea to do that. I don't foresee that being next year or anything like that. It really depends on a lot of factors, so it's a good idea just to keep an eye on things as time goes along.